Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Onsite Renovation Group. We're getting ready to get started. We're here in Snellville. Just want to let everybody know that we are now doing the Onsite Renovation Group here in Atlanta twice a month. We're going to be doing it on the first and third Tuesday at noon every month. So today is May 1st. It's the first time we've ever done one of these on the first Tuesday. So if you want to learn how to fix and flip and rehab properties, this is a great group to be part of. We're now meeting on the first and third Tuesday at noon of every month. We're doing something a little bit different today. We are broadcasting on Facebook, but we're also broadcasting on Zoom. And the way we've got the cameras set up today, it's going to be a little difficult for me to monitor questions as they come in via Facebook. And I don't have anybody assisting me with that. So if you will send in your comments via the Facebook comments, we'll probably have to answer them after the live broadcast is over. If you want to like us on Facebook, you can follow us at facebook.com/onsiteatlanta. That's facebook.com/onsiteatlanta. Again, today's May 1st, 2018. We're starting here a few minutes late, getting all this new live broadcasting software set up. But we're just about ready to go. We're at 2744 Green Valley Road in Snellville, broadcasting live. I'm here with my good friend Don DeRosa and several dozen people. So give me a second and we're going to get started with the broadcast. Before we get started, just kind of pan around and show you the area. This is Snellville. Some of the other houses are nice. Some of them have been rehabbed as we pan around. Some of them have not. But this is the property we're looking at today. We started this project a few weeks ago, so we've already taken some trees down, put the roof on, trimmed this tree up. So work is in progress. Already hauled out a full dumpster worth of material. So you guys ready to get started? Yeah. All right.
All right, everybody out here, everybody out in the yard, let me start out here.
Yeah, and I want to do a little brief intro. We are broadcasting this live on Facebook and the PPG website, or the PPG Zoom interface. So yeah, come on out and stand in the yard if you guys don't mind. We'll get you all in the shot.
Today was beautiful.
Yeah, it is. All right, everybody, this is the first version of the new Onsite Renovation Group. We're now meeting twice a month. So it's the first time we've ever met on the first Tuesday. So we're now going to be meeting on the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday. Why, you may ask? Because we really enjoy doing what we do. We've got a lot of good houses to see, not only some of our properties, but some of our PPG members, some of our Atlanta REIA members, properties that we want to go see. And we want to see them more than once. We want to see them kind of throughout the renovation process. So if you're interested in fixing and flipping houses, this is definitely a group you want to be a part of, so that you can come and see what we're doing, see what other investors such as yourselves are doing, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Nobody's perfect.
Not at all.
No matter what house
I've been doing this a long time, and I still make tons of mistakes.
Yeah.
So don't think, and that's the biggest thing I'm going to tell you. Okay, first and foremost, how many people have never done a renovation at all? Raise your hand. Okay, how many people have done 1 to 5? 6 to 10? 11 plus?
Now who's working on their first rehab right now? Because I see at least one.
Anyone working on their first one? I know you guys are working on your first one.
These guys just started their first rehab, so let's give it up for those guys.
Yep. Here's the thing I will tell you. If you're brand new, be careful with a renovation this size, because there's several, there's 3 different types of renovations. There's a C-type renovation, which is paint, carpet, put lipstick on it, right? B-type renovation, where you've done some updates, maybe a kitchen, maybe a bathroom, but you haven't done a full gut. And then there's an A-type renovation where you've gutted this whole thing and everything's brand new. Do you want me to stand over here?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you can get in there where all the people are. Yeah.
Well, here, why don't you guys stand up this way? So in a house like this, we bought this house for right around 60 grand. Houses in the neighborhood are selling anywhere from 170s all the way up to 225 plus, okay, depending on where you are. So one of the things I will tell you, if you're brand new, if you're going to do something like this and you run across something like this, get yourself someone that's done a renovation to help you. Don't try to tackle this one or something like this on your own for your very first one. You got to have somebody that has some experience behind you. Doesn't have to be me, doesn't have to be Dustin, doesn't have to be anybody. It just has to be someone that's done multiple houses so that they can keep you from, you know, getting in your own way, so to speak. Making very costly mistakes. Yep. Because in something like this, it can cost you, a simple thing can cost you thousands, just not knowing what you don't know. So if these are, you can make a lot of money at these, but at the same time, you have to know what your limitations are. And if you're brand new at this, you know, these are all great, but full disclosure, you got to make sure that you set yourself up for success. So if you're brand new and this is the type of deal you found yourself, because you don't always get to pick what deal comes your way. But if you find yourself, jump on it. Put it under contract and get people around you that know what they're doing to assist you, and your success rate goes up dramatically.
Yep.
So how many people, and I'll mention this, where's our PPG folks here?
Raise your hand if you're in PPG.
If you're in PPG, okay. You have people that have their hand raised that are in Property Protege Group.
About half
PPG
of you.
is Property Protege Group, okay. That's a group that we meet every Wednesday. We meet from 7 o'clock till whenever. We are having one this week. You're welcome to come. It's free for the first time. It'll be at the office this time, so we switch them. Sometimes we'll be in Atlanta, like at where the general meeting is, and then sometimes we'll do them at the office in Buford. This week just happens to be the week that we do it in Buford. So if you're interested in coming and learning more about it, come check us out at the office. The address is 1960 Schuyler Hill Drive in Buford.
You're all invited.
You're all invited. So it's a way for us. It's a full year program. We walk you through all this stuff from soup to nuts. So anyways, with that being said.
Yeah, I want to, speaking of PPG, we visited this property in late March. It's around the 31st, somewhere around there, with PPG. We came out here privately and met and showed them the house before anything had been done to it. So
yep.
For those that weren't here, will you kind of walk them through real quick?
Sure.
Tell them how we found the lead, how much you paid for the lead, what you're estimating to put into the property, and what's been done so far.
This particular property was a cross between Driving for Dollars and a probate deal. Okay, it was found by Driving for Dollars, but it just so happened to be in a probate phase. Okay, the gentleman that owned it, he owned it with his brother. The parents passed away. This house has been vacant now or it was vacant. If you look around, you'll see all the neighbors coming out. They're always wondering because it's very safe, very active neighborhood, very nice neighborhood. We've met all the neighbors, and they're all like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, but this particular house was vacant. We still haven't put our finger on it. 2 to 3 years, maybe even longer. Someone said 5 years. Okay, I don't think it was quite 5 years because one of the brothers that owned it lived here for the longest time and then was moved to a personal care facility or nursing home.
You say the brother lived here after the same passed away?
Yes. So we paid right around 60 for it. We'll probably put right around 50, 60 in it. Maybe, hopefully, not a lot more. But generally speaking, but we're going to take out basically the whole inside, or at least the main living area. You'll see. We're going to, right now it's currently a three-bedroom, 2-bath. It's going to remain a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but we're going to reconfigure the bedrooms and the bathrooms to make it more
flowy.
Yeah, it flows better. Right. So we're going to add a master closet and a master bath. As you walk through, you'll see what we mean. It's very convoluted. It's very too many doors opening. Too many accesses, and it's just very convoluted.
There's nothing special about the master at all.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, you got to understand this is about what, 1,600 square feet, if I remember correctly. 1,600 square feet. So it is what it is. We're not adding square feet. We're not doing anything like that. We're just going to take existing what we have and make it better. When we first got here, it was overgrown. This had right here behind you, there was a very large magnolia tree, about the size of this pine tree right here to your left, my left. So we had that taken down. Plus, you'll see in the back we had a bunch of brush and a bunch of trees back there. That was all taken down, and you'll see a lot of mulch back there. Well, this is one of those things where we underestimated how much mulch we actually were going to produce. So it was quite substantial. So now we have to figure out what we're going to do with all this mulch. But it needed a new roof. We just put a new roof on it. Alex and his guys put a new roof on it.
Alex here.
We put a new roof on this. There's an actual building behind this, a little separate garage that we put a new roof on that. Now we have to fix all the, what I call the carpentry work of it. And then we're going to get the outside painted. We're going to put a garage door on the front, close it in, take all that paneling out, drywall that, and yeah, we're taking this window out. You'll understand why once we get inside.
Which one, Don?
The center one. We're
Okay.
taking this window out, and the reason we're taking this window out is when you get inside, you'll see this is a very narrow bathroom. We have to make the bathroom at least 5 to 6 feet wide so we can fit a tub in there going along the back of this wall. Well, when we do that, I don't want the window above the tub or in the shower. Okay, so this has to be bricked. Now, because we bricked that, you can't leave this a natural brick color anymore. You're going to have to paint the brick because you'll never be able to match that brick. Unless we had a stockpile of this brick that they had done when they built the house out back, you're never going to be able to match that brick. So what we'll do is we'll brick that in, and then we'll paint the whole house. Now you'll see over here, this is going to be some of the colors that we paint that we're choosing. Chrissy, you have that swatch? Okay, so these are some of the colors that we're going to choose. I'll show them right here. Bless you.
The river birch.
So we're anticipating painting it this color right here,
Which is on the brick already.
which we've already painted on the side of the garage. Okay, and you can kind of compare it to the white next to it, which, we've debated. We've had different opinions as to whether we want to go and paint the main brick this color and then the trim the color below it. But I think we're going to go traditional, and we're just going to paint it white. Make it pop, stand out. Black shutters, and we'll paint the door probably a nice color, different color.
And then Alex is going to rewrap these columns too.
Yeah, so we'll wrap the columns, because these columns right here are very old and dated. This is not what the new columns of today are.
Yeah, it's very 1972.
Yeah, so we'll wrap these columns and make them square. So when you do that, here's a word of advice. When you go to wrap your columns, I see this a lot on back porches and decks. When you set this post, make sure you give yourself enough room down here on the base so that when you put some kind of base around it, some kind of molding, it's not hanging over the edge. Because a lot of times contractors will put this thing, if you add these columns, they'll put it right to the edge or close to the edge, and then when you go to trim around it, that trim is off the edge of the porch, and it looks terrible. So make sure those little things that you do, make sure you set these posts back enough that, now because it's not very far off the ground, we don't have to put a railing. Code, it's, what is it, 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground? Anybody know what, the 3 feet? So it's 3 feet off the ground, and we're not going to be 3 foot off the ground. So we don't have to have a railing around here. However, if I find that putting a railing makes it stand out, I may add one just to give it that punch, that
Make it pop.
yeah. So like these aren't too bad, but a lot of times you will see, I can move this one. A lot of times you will see these in really bad disrepair. They'll try to repair these. These are wooden, okay? A lot of times it's cheaper to just go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever and buy the vinyl ones for $50 a set, $30 a set, $40 a set, depending on the size, than it would be to actually take the time to paint these, because you think, well, I'll just paint it. It's cheaper. Not necessarily cheaper to do that, because depending on how much time it takes to paint that, you're spending that money in labor.
Yep, clean it, sand it, paint it.
So that, yeah, you got to clean it, then you may have to prime it, you may have to repair it if they're broken at all. It's almost cheaper to just go buy yourself a couple, and within seconds, boom, zip, they're up.
Done.
So keep that in mind also when you're going to do this. If you spend a few extra dollars on brand new versus taking these down and painting them, what's your time worth? And you'll have brand new vinyl that is up in seconds. Just something to think about. Yes. Any questions so far? No?
Do you find if you have to replace all the shutters or just some of them? And if you
Well, that's a good question.
don't you have to put them all in?
Yes, that's a good question. If I replace one, I'm going to replace them all, because you, especially if these were broken and I couldn't find them to match, then I'm replacing all of them.
These are all in good shape.
These are in good shape. So, you know, whoever is going to paint these, if we decide to get them painted, they're going to have to tell me what it's going to cost to paint them. And if it's questionable whether I can just buy new ones or have them paint them, then I'll make that decision at that time. But if I'm saving a few dollars, I'll just put the vinyl ones up and be done with it. Because I'd rather them take less time painting, you know, spend the time painting elsewhere, and they'll be done that much faster, and it only takes a few minutes. So I'd rather them spend, because it's going to take, I don't know, Alex, how long do you think it would take to paint these?
One day.
Huh?
Yeah, one day.
He said it'll take a whole day to paint these.
You got to clean them, sand them. Yeah.
You have to clean it. You got to prime it.
Right. So you know, something like this, you would clean it, prime it, and spray it. Or, you know, I don't imagine you would brush it. But you just forget about the cost for a second. You just wasted a whole day on shutters. So when you're looking at wasting a whole day of your painter on just shutters versus going at, plus the cost of doing that, plus just going and buying new ones, that's what I'm talking about. So don't always think that, well, everybody says, well, we'll just save some money and we'll just paint these. That's not really saving you any money.
Is it new wood shutters though? Because I had to buy a few new ones at Lawrenceville because mine are all wood and I just had them repainted. It's $150 for one shutter. For the
I
real
get
wood,
that.
real wood.
That's if you're buying new
Right.
wood. But I'm
thought
going
it
to
was-
tell you, if you had to, if I just replaced one and I had to buy new ones, yes.
Yeah.
But buying the vinyl ones, your buyer could care less.
Right.
Your buyer could care less. They're not going to go, wow, these are wood shutters. Very few buyers are going to walk in and even notice the fact that they're wood versus vinyl. They're not going to notice that. What they are going to notice is they're nice and they're new. Their eye is going to just look right, and they're going to scan the front and to make sure they're there. So if you have a choice between painting them, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't do it, especially if you are in like a historic area and they go with the neighborhood and they're hard to find. Yeah, of course you would go back with what was existing there to help your sale. But in neighborhoods like this, you know, you just want new. You want new and pretty and get in and get out. Yes?
Do you always replace all the windows in a
No,
home?
I don't always replace the windows.
How do you decide?
Well, okay, for example, these are storm windows. First thing I'll do with this house is take all these storm windows off. You don't ever want to sell a house. Now, I won't throw these away if we're going to keep the windows. If we're not going to keep the windows, these I don't even think will fit.
Existing windows when the house is built for, but we're not keeping them.
Yeah, we're not keeping
1972.
these. So the question was, how do we determine when to get rid of them and when to keep them? The biggest thing is going to be budget and how functional are they. So, for example, if all of these were in great shape, I may not replace any of them. But I would take all the storm windows off, make sure they're painted, make sure they're done properly, and leave the storm windows off. I wouldn't throw them away. I'd just put them in the garage or put them in the attic and tell the new owner that, hey, by the way, these windows all have storm windows. Because it won't show well with storm windows on. You can't, in fact, you can't see any of the windows with that storm window on. So just by taking the storm windows off of these, even if you took the old windows that were there and painted them, reglazed them, redid them, it would look better than with those storm windows on. So the question is, are they functional? What's your cost budget on them? And, you know, for example, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows here. We're going to get rid of that one, so we don't have to worry about that one. So as we go inside, you'll see, huh?
We have 12 total minus, we had 14 total, but
So we had 14 windows on the house total, 12 of them because we're getting rid of 2.
we're adding one.
And we're adding what's it called? Bay, not bay, French doors.
Oh, the French doors, but we're in the window by that door too. The single door.
Oh, yeah. I'll show you that when we get inside. So to answer your question, it's really going to be dependent on each deal. I never know when I'm going to, like, anyone here see the house we did in Lancelot a while back? When we first went through it on day one, everyone's like, oh, replace. I had no intention of replacing the windows. And everybody there said, oh, yeah, I replaced the windows. So you made me second guess myself. So I replaced all the windows. Still second guessing myself. But, hey,
They added you a big expense.
it did add a big expense. It looks nice, and it'll help sell the house. But at the end of the day, I don't know if it got me
No, it did
the
not.
value. It increased the value worth the cost.
It did. It did.
That's
All the windows
debatable.
here are $2,900 replaced.
Yeah, so it's going to be cost too. You know, $3,000 to replace all the windows brand new.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get over $200,000 in a neighborhood like this, yeah, you're probably going to want to do that.
Don, something I found, I had a house just like this, just
Here, Chrissy.
less than 200 feet from here, on the next street down, just exactly like this, and we couldn't get the storm windows off. They were glued to the frame.
Oh, okay. And
So-
we may
so you
we
have
may
to
find
keep
that
in
out.
mind, whether or not you can get the window off.
We may find that to be the case. I don't know. But you'll see a lot of homes, they have storm windows. If you decide to keep the windows, keep the storm windows. Just take them off before you sell, you know, while you're selling it. Because they are worth it. Because for someone to come in and replace them, it's an expense to the homeowner. So, all right, any other questions on the outside? Yes.
What are you going to do with this?
When?
What?
This will all be redone, okay? I'm not sure I'm going to go back with brick. We may go back with some type of paver that's a little more modern. This just looks like something the homeowner would do. You know, they're not even, they're not.
Hey, is this the leftover brick you were asking about?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The brick on the detached garage is even actually.
Yeah, I don't think this is the same brick.
It's not.
But this will all come out, and we'll put new stuff. We'll put, when we go in the back, I'm debating on whether I want to take some of the bark that and use it up here to fill in these beds, but probably not.
You can put it down as a base layer to
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
the weeds out, then put something nice over
Right.
top of it.
Probably. I don't know what we're going to do here, but it will look nicer. This will all be done very well.
Well, you wanted to show them the back before we go in?
Yeah, we can go around back. Now, when we go around back, this house also used to have an awning on it, on the back, which we've taken. Huh? Yeah, so Alex just looked it up. It's $42 for a pair of shutters. So $42.
For the pair or
For the pair. For the pair.
For vinyl or?
For vinyl.
Oh, so yeah, for wood they're not.
$42. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got $200 in cost, you know.
Is that Home Depot?
And you can get the little small ones like that too?
Yeah, they're probably a little
Is that
cheaper.
Home Depot?
So
Oh, they're
you
cheaper
figure
'cause they're 75
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 of them on the front.
The right size?
So for $200, your painter is going to charge you more than $200 to paint this.
How much
God,
you charge? How much you gonna charge us?
So there's my point. That's my point. Even though they look nice, it's just not worth it.
It's the labor.
But for $200 more, Don.
No. No. Christy's not going to convince me on this one.
I'm with you on this one.
I hate vinyls. I hate
Yeah, but
vinyl.
nobody's going to notice.
Okay, so, you know, this is an all brick house. This is an all brick house.
You're fired, Alex.
Oh, you said that I should be working for you?
Wow. Took down all those trees.
Okay, so you'll notice on this, one of the biggest concerns we had when we first bought this was the foundation. Well, since then, since we bought it, we looked down, there's no crack in the foundation at all. So this is, for lack of a better word, superficial in some respect, okay? So it doesn't just happen like that, so something had to cause that. We think it was caused by this stump right here. And that's what we think. We think that this, we cut this away and we'll end up killing this. We can't pull it away because it may be entangled in the brick and you'll rip this whole facade of the brick off. So what we'll do is we'll probably get someone to inject something in there to kill that and deteriorate that. But this will have to be retucked. And there's a couple spots throughout the house on the outside that does that. And that's not uncommon for a house this old.
Tell us what retuck means.
This is the mortar in between. That's when you say retuck, that's what that's called. They tuck that, they retuck this.
Is that all they do, or do they? Cause
No, they'll come in and they'll inject it here.
Some of them are physically busted.
They won't. I'm not going to replace that. Well, I guess I could because I'm painting it. If I weren't painting this house, I would. If I, you know, since I'm painting it, we could take this brick out, and you just take and you know,
Yeah, I was just
and you
curious.
slide a new brick in there and redo it, and then retuck all this. You can get rid of this brick, so you would never see this ever.
Where the gaps are real big up top, do they take do they push it back together, or they just simply fill it in?
I would be afraid to start moving this wall. So it's not moving. It's not affecting the foundation. We've already been inside looking at the foundation. It's not affecting any of that. So if there were a large crack in the foundation, then I would say there's a bunch of settling going on, something's going on, but that's not the case here. We've already looked at that. Where's Alex? You looked at that, right?
Yeah, there is nothing, no crack inside on the foundation or everything is perfect.
So I can only assume that it's that root is pinching up and causing stress up here.
And that's what caused the crack in the garage, probably, maybe.
Possibly. So, you know, we can dig down and see how much of that root we can get removed without, because you don't want to come in and yank it out, because that, who knows what that's entangled underneath.
Exactly.
So you just want to make sure you get rid of it. But for the most part, it's pretty sound. Now we'll replace the gutters and the fascia and the soffit. We'll fix that and repair that. You know, when you do something like that, I've seen a lot of rehabbers come in and they just paint these. Don't do that.
Not that one.
Don't do that. Well, I mean, you'd be surprised at how many people just run and gun and they just paint these. These are I don't know how much. I was gonna say these are $1 a piece. Do yourself a favor, replace the darn things.
Yeah, some pretty poor condition.
You know, I mean, if you're gonna do, as my father once told me, many times told me, if you're gonna do something, do it right. Don't just put a Band-Aid on it. All right, so back here. This had an awning on the back. So this awning was an old metal awning, and it came all the way out. Now the nice thing is, I don't know if that works, but it does have a gas service to the grill. So we're going to keep that. We still haven't we're debating on whether, and this is a good, when we get inside, we're debating on whether we want this to be a French door outside to a new patio, or what? Whether we're going to put like a window in here and leave that door. So
I also heard debate about putting in a slider.
No sliders. I can nix that right there. I can nix that.
Tell us why, because Art may think sliders are still in
because
style.
the sliders are not what's in style. People don't necessarily. Okay, let me ask you this, and you can get a shot of the eyes. How many people would prefer French doors versus sliders in their house if they had them? There's your answer.
My hands up.
There's your answer. People don't want sliders. They're cheap. They're inexpensive to put in. But you're going, not only are you going for, you're going for a wow effect. You know, especially now when we're leading from a seller's market, we're going to be transitioning from a seller's market into a buyer's market soon enough. And it's inevitable. That's the way history goes. So we're going to be going into that phase. Well, when that happens, you have to learn how to make yourself differentiate yourself from your competitors. You have to be able to do small things that people walk in and go, wow. Because I'll tell you, I mean, any property right now, if you do anything decent to it, will sell. You may not get the wow factor, but it'll still sell in this market because we're in a hot market right now. As this market cools, and it will, it's inevitable, as this market cools, you have to get better at renovating. Meaning you have to step up your game, and if you're already stepping up your game, it's second nature to you. Like me, I don't have to step up my game because my game's already good.
And hey, it's probably worth mentioning that, you know, Snellville's not necessarily one of the really hot markets like Atlanta.
It is hot though.
It is, but I will tell you.
By fixing your houses up nicer here, you're getting top dollar.
Absolutely.
And they're selling fast.
I mean, people want to live in these areas. So you know, when you got a house that, I mean, I just talked to the neighbor, and they're going to put their house on the market, and the guy down there that just painted his house gray is putting his house on the market. Now, he talked to me, and he's like, well, I think we're going to list somewhere around 170, 180, or that's what he wants. I'm like, well, you may want to think twice about that and wait till I'm finished with mine before you list yours, because I promise you I'll get you more money for yours if you wait till mine gets on the market, because they won't do it like we do. So if he waits a few more weeks, he wants to list his in 2 weeks. I think that's a mistake. But hey, that's not my house. And he doesn't know me from Adam, so I get it.
Why are they selling?
I don't know. They want to move to a lake or something. They're brothers, or these two are related. And they are related, so they want to sell these two and get some land together. At least that's what he told me. Question in the back.
Does that hurt where you are trying to?
Nah.
No, not at all?
Not at all. Nope. Nope. Not at all.
Tell them why.
Because they're not going to do the house, you know, he's going to put paint and carpet in it, but he's not going to gut this thing. It's not going to be an open floor plan. It's not going to have all the great finishes that we have. It's going to have the same floor plan. He's not changing the floor plan at all. All these houses are all going to be similar floor plans. They're going to be obsolete floor plans. Okay, unless they've actually opened them up. So people, you know, what you want is someone to walk into your home and go, wow. If you don't get that, you've done something horribly wrong. If the first words out of their mouth isn't wow, you've done something horribly wrong. So you need to be thinking that as you go forward. Back here, you'll notice we put a new roof on this. This thing was all basically overgrown. You can see all the wood chips that we're talking about. That was all covered with, you could barely see that building.
You guys took out every single tree back there, huh? Didn't leave any.
I took everything out.
And there was a ton of privet hedge that literally blocked that house over there.
Yeah. So
he said he liked it because of the privacy, but he understood why we took it all out because it was nasty.
You couldn't even see houses. I didn't even know there was houses over there.
Yeah, you couldn't see any of those
Yeah,
houses
they can come back later and plant whatever the heck they want, make it their own. I want an open canvas.
They're all
That in your budget?
Yeah, 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 because they were here. You know, I mean, it wasn't. They didn't have to climb a tree like that, like those. We had a couple that were big,
real big,
but
big pines.
Just a couple here. But all that brush and all that stuff back there, you could take with a just from being on the ground.
We took down 14 trees.
Did they really take that many?
Yeah, there's a bunch of trees back there. There were some big pines.
I didn't realize they were that many.
Yeah, there were a few pines that big.
So what did we spend?
3,500.
So 14 trees, $3,500.
Not bad.
Yeah, because I mean, like that tree right there. That tree probably is an $800 tree. If it yeah, because it's next to that structure. That tree is probably $600, $700, $800 just to take down that one. That one tree.
These big pines.
What company did you use, Don?
Who did we use? We used Maria. Where are you?
She's right here.
She's right
There
here.
she is.
They use me.
Maria came out and did it herself.
Yeah, I got the, I don't even know what it's called.
Chainsaw.
The chainsaw, thank you. No, it was
The
called
chainsaw
Eagle One.
thingy.
Yeah, Eagle 137.
Eagle One.
Yeah.
Eagle
if you guys
One?
need it, just let me know.
Yeah, if you she's a PPG member and a one-on-one coaching student.
Yeah.
So if you want anything or need any tree removal,
Yeah, I mean,
talk
we
to
gave
her.
Chrissy a great price, and we'll give you guys a great price.
Yeah, I thought
It's
35
not,
not bad.
yeah, it's not the price we give retail like any particular person. We know as investors you have a budget, so we gave them a good price. And we did the stumps too.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yes.
They just
Yeah,
did
I'm
those
impressed.
this morning. Yes. Question. Hardwood? Yes. If they were good hardwood trees, they were just a mess.
They were pines, just
In fact-
no-name trees.
In fact, I tried. They had a magnolia tree out front, and normally I would save a magnolia tree,
Yeah.
but it was a mess.
So you just base your decision on the
Well,
tree itself.
yes and no, because sometimes trees require a permit, and sometimes trees require the arborist to come out and look at them. None of these were hardwood trees, so we didn't have to go and call an arborist or anything like that. Okay. A lot of times, like in the city of Fulton County, you may have to have a permit to pull down a tree and replace them. But usually they don't make you do a pine tree.
It was mostly pines and shrubs and some of these kind of shrubby-looking
And like this.
trees here.
They were like
Yeah,
that.
they were just,
Yeah,
it was
they're like
all
no-
low growing. but-
No-name trees. You quite didn't know what they are.
Yeah. If the yard looked like her yard, it would have been awesome.
But that magnolia out front was beautiful, but it totally blocked the whole front of the house.
It was out of control.
And it was right in front of the front door, so it's kind of bad feng shui.
Hold on, Todd.
When it comes to taking down trees, at least out in Gwinnett County, mostly you'll see if it's residential, you can take down anything you want without having to worry about permits. But to Don's point, when it does come time to take down any tree, they're going to look at the diameter of that tree. And whether it's a pine, whether it's an oak, if it's a specimen tree, they're going to charge you more to take it down than if it's a pine, but they're still going to charge you for
Who's
taking
they?
down that tree. Now here,
Who's they?
the municipality.
Okay, so you're telling me I should have called the municipality?
No, I'm not
Okay.
saying that at all.
Well, I'm just saying maybe.
Because, like I said, I know for a fact here in Snellville, there's no charge to take down a tree on residential property. But if it were commercial,
Yeah.
if you took down those trees, it might have cost you about $60,000.
Wow. For the
pines?
For any tree that's over 5 inches in diameter.
Oh, these things were huge.
Right, and so you.
They're that big.
But as I said, I know for a fact in this city, it's resident.
They were tiny. They were tiny. The little ones.
You want to be careful.
We had 13 little ones. Little
Because
ones.
every city has its own rules, regulations, and laws. And if you go and cut down a tree, you may find somebody at your door saying it's going to be $1,500.
Yeah.
Or more.
What tree? Yeah. Tree. I don't see any trees.
It's like Lake Lanier when you cut down your trees in front of the lake. You can't do that. You're only allowed to cut them down if there's, you know.
Take the camera off.
Well, that's because it's
Army Corps.
Corps of Engineer property.
Yep. All right. Any other questions on the outside? You know, that is a garage that, you know, it was stacked literally floor to ceiling with junk.
I got a question.
Alan, how many dumpsters did we take out of that alone? One full 30-yard dumpster out of that alone. And then this is our third one.
Third one, not counting that. This is four total.
So this is our
dumpsters
fourth
so far.
dumpster.
Okay.
So at $300 to $400 a dumpster just for demo and trash removal. $300 to $400 depending on who you use.
Looks like you still need one more dumpster.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We got it out there. This is a nice little outbuilding, little man cave. So
she shed, that's right.
So since you're here, obviously there's some damage in here. What are you doing with the garage? What are you going to do and what are you going to leave for the new owners?
Well, we'll repair it to the point where we can, when we're not going to spend a lot of money on it, let's put it that way. We're going to clean it all up and pressure wash it. We'll replace whatever we need to replace as far as damaged, rotten wood.
Like here?
Yeah, and then that's basically it.
Yeah. You're leaving the garage door, if I recall.
Yeah, we'll probably just paint the garage door. Because remember, this isn't going to, it'll add to the house. It won't detract from the house as long as it's not, as long as it's not falling down.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of extra money.
Yeah, you're not going to, this isn't going to make somebody, now this may help somebody decide whether they want to buy it, because I've had some people say, wow, this would be a great workshop, wood shop, you know. So someone might buy this house just for this building alone, because there's not many buildings like this out here.
Yeah, it looks like he was reloading.
Yeah, you could tell. So, I mean, if you have a boat, for example, all that stuff, somebody could put a boat in here. They could do a nice woodwork, you know, she shed, you name it. You could do it. You could make this your own. But it's got to be cleaned up enough and get rid of all that junk. So we probably have another half a dumpster.
Now, I had a question for you. I noticed you took down a lot of the fence.
We took down the fence, and the reason we took down the fence is because I wanted to get all the debris and all the...
Yeah, if you look at the remaining
like
fence
you
rail,
can see,
you can
that's
see,
not our fence.
but
Or
you
we
can
haven't determined whether that's our fence or not. So I can't just arbitrarily take someone else's fence down. But what I wanted to do where we could was we take the fence down, bless you, and get rid of all that vegetation, clean that all up, and then we could put it back and make it a nice
I believe
yard.
Chrissy tracked down the owner that she might can get permission. He may be
Right.
he may be cool
So
with
if
it.
we
They're
can
willing
do
to put up a
that,
new fence.
what we can do is just take it down, clean it, and then roll it and put it back up.
It's vacant.
It's vacant.
It's owned, but it's vacant. So like a rental. So are you planning on putting the fence back up?
Yes, I'm planning on
The
putting the fence
existing
back.
fence, or are you putting up a new roll?
Probably the existing fence.
So you guys saved the
I don't know.
fencing?
I hope so. Alan, you didn't save it? You couldn't?
Oh, no.
Some of
Had
it.
too much stuff growing up in it, and this is going to be worse because by the time to get the grinder, get it to where the grinder can cut the stumps, we're going to have to take a saw and cut the fence on each side of each tree.
Yeah, because the
trees have
the
grown
growth
around
has
this.
grown up inside the fence so bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a
So you do plan on refencing it?
yes.
Okay.
Unless we leave that, the only thing I might do is add a privacy fence going across there.
Because these days, a lot of people have pets and they like having a fence.
Yeah, so if we leave this, I'll put a privacy fence across there. I'll refence that with a regular fence like this.
Cyclone.
Yep, and put a privacy fence across the front.
Quick question, Don.
It's just going to be basically, I'm not spending any more money than I have to right here. I'd rather spend it all inside the house. Yes.
Did you do a budget for your fence? Did you know you were going to do a fence when you? Okay.
No, that's an add-on, so we have to look at that because that wasn't in my original budget.
Okay.
So, all right. Any other questions on the outside? Now you'll see we still have to do all the woodwork out here. You know, something I didn't know because I always do it the other way. I didn't realize that you could put the roof on and then fix that. I was panicking, to be quite honest with you. I was like, wait a minute, they need to fix that. But I've been told that that's perfectly fine to do. Where's my contractor?
He's right here.
Caesar. So we talked to Caesar, and he said, yes, it can be done afterwards. So I was a little panicked. I figured you could do it, but I've never seen it. I've always been one to fix it, then put the roof on.
We're talking about fixing the roof first versus after. You guys are going to be fixing this one after.
Yeah, you can do it either way, or after or before. It doesn't affect the structure of the roof, the shingles, because we got to take out all the soffits. Since everything is rotten, we got to remove it and put the addition on the 2x4, and then put the fascia and soffit again, which is going to be brand new, and it doesn't affect the shingles.
Okay. Because yeah, we were curious about that. We hadn't seen it done that way before, so.
Well, I've done it several times in the same way.
Well, that's why we wanted to hear from you.
That's why I did it that way. Because I replaced what it was rotten over there on the last 24 inches, on the top of the roof. I replaced those parts first.
So you replaced what needed to be replaced to make it sound.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. How many what?
Contracts do you have?
Contractors?
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess you're
right now, just one.
Okay.
Well, Alan, yeah. Tree guy, yeah. So.
You gotta sub it out yourself?
Yeah, because, all right, that's the question is GC versus subbing it out yourself. If you're brand new, do yourself a favor, hire a GC. Because you don't have the.
But I had a GC who did he's a pretty good.
Yeah, because a GC is going to take a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But that's the safest way if you've never done this before. It's far better to pay him a little bit to help manage it or to manage it for you than for you to try to do it yourself and really screw it up. Because if you don't know the order of renovation, you don't know what you're doing, you could do things 2 and 3 times before you get them done to the way you like them.
And everything you're doing is based off your vision and your experience. You don't have any drawings done?
I do have drawings, which she has in her hands.
We're going to see that once we
I don't have
sign
any
out of the
professional drawings.
Okay.
I do those myself. Now, and that's because I'm not really doing anything structural to the house. I'm not changing anything, although I am moving some walls. And the city may make me do a drawing, or they may take my drawing as is and do it and use it. That's fine.
Were you ready to go see the inside?
Yep.
Show us what you're doing.
Now, before we go inside, listen, everybody. Before we go inside, I need everybody, Todd, I need everybody's attention. Doug, I need everybody's attention. On this corner of the house where the laundry room is, the floor is really bad. Do not go over there and try to peek in. The floor will not hold 2 people, let alone a bunch of people. So, yeah, it won't. So don't go. Now, my contractor or my framer is coming tomorrow. What's today? Tuesday. Tomorrow.
LVL guy.
Yeah, so he's coming in. We're going to be putting an LVL, and we're going to be fixing that floor.
But Alan, if you keep an eye on everybody, keep them out.
So just do not go on that side beyond that.
You'll see the hole in the floor.
So if you put a mission on here, would that cause a problem?
We'll have to. It won't cause a problem, but we'll definitely have to move that. We'll have to relocate that.
Tell them what it is, Don.
That's just for air in the crawl space. All that does is give circulation of air. That can be moved anywhere. it's not super easy, but it can be moved over. We can move it over.
It just lets the crawl space breathe.
Just
like these let the attic breathe.
Yeah, it just keeps air, keeps the moisture. I mean, keeps air flowing through there, so it dries it out. You'll see they have it all along the foundation.
Great place to let little critters in too.
But you can see like this one right here. This is in the cement. Now I don't know that we would do that right there, because chances are we're going to have. We may have to have a step down, and if that's the case, that will be where the step is. I have to find out. That is a drain condensation line.
Let me follow him in if you don't mind. Is that the camera?
Yeah, please. Watch out. Yeah, be careful of this. Do not hit that.
Al, if you got a bucket or something, you fill it over top of it, or a cup, a Dixie cup, something.
Hey, Alan, where's the other roll of this? Where's the other one? The other one.
There you go.
So inside here, you'll notice this is pretty typical of a house built this time. You know, it's 1,600 square feet. Obviously, we had a door here. I mean, a wall here. The idea behind this is you had a door here. This is where the refrigerator used to be. The cabinet had a little island right here that came out, and this was the sink, and it went all the way back to right here. So a very small kitchen. We're going to change a little bit. We've debated whether we want to pour footers and square this off to make this area bigger, but from a cost perspective, I don't think that's going to work for us. It'll cut into the margins too much, I think. So what we're going to do is make that a French door. So close that or open that up into a French door. Shorten the window because that's like 7 or 8 feet. So depending on where that is, it's going to be 5 foot wide. So if we move this down so that it's 5 feet, make the opening 5 feet, that should give us more space for cabinetry here. And we're going to close this up. Since we're going to make that a French door, this is going to be closed up and made a window so that it mirrors the other window on the side of the fireplace. So this won't be access. I mean, you won't be able to access the porch from here. You'll have to access it from right there, which is no big deal. It'll actually, I think, give a better flow. So the cabinets will end here, right about here, I guess. So you got 25 inches, your cabinets will come out to here. Bless you. And then we're going to put an island in front of here.
90-inch.
And then and where's mine here? I'll show you.
Kind of. Come out 36 inches from the cabinet.
I'm going to look over your shoulder so people at home can see.
Okay.
Come out 36 inches from this wall? Yeah. I mean 90-inch.
So I'm using an app called Tap Glance. Okay. It's a Tap, T-A-P, glance, like a look, like a glance. And what I've done is, Al and I have measured this whole thing rough. I mean, it's not down to the 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, but it's rough. Okay, so this is the entire house. And then what I've done is decided what I want to do. Okay, we can do that.
He teaches a little bit about it at the Apple.
Okay, so you can kind of look at what the, I'll pull it up here and you can come up one at a time and look at it. But this is what, But this is what it will look like. This is kind of gives you the idea of a kitchen. Okay?
Can you guys see that? This is where the wall
So I'll walk around and I'll show you so you can kind of get an idea.
Let me zoom in for the camera real quick.
Hold on, let me
show it to everybody.
John, does the drawing show it coming off 36 inches from the wall or no?
Where?
From here?
No, I don't know.
So for the folks at home, real quick, before you walk around with that, show them where the wall was.
Okay, the wall, which wall? This wall?
Yeah.
The main wall
right
going
there,
down the center was basically right here. So you can kind of see right where the hallway is.
Yep.
So that wall was right there by where that couch is. So by opening that up, you're giving it a grand, open space.
Where are you putting the fridge?
The fridge is right there.
So that's the fridge under that cabinet.
This is the fridge, and then there'll be a pantry right here, a double pantry right here.
Okay, so that's the double pantry.
Right. So you can kind of get an idea.
I will have the stove and the microwave.
Yep. So
You guys can get a closer look if you need to see
so if you want to look at this, it's probably easier if I come over here where it's darker.
This wall is being taken out tomorrow.
Yeah. So you can see that's the space. The front door's obviously right. So if I spun this around, that's what it looks like right there. So I can come in and give you an idea. Oops, let me go back out. So if this were me walking through the house in the space, that's kind of what it would look like.
What is that space in front of the French doors? What do you need?
There? That is, we're just going to put like a dinette set there, or we may leave it nothing. Like we debated, like you can see here, we just played around with it. So let me back out. We can leave nothing there because we can put like entryway, stuff for your keys, like a little sofa table of sorts, buffet table, there you go. When this is all down, it'll make more sense to you that we'll put a dinette set or where you eat there because your kitchen's going to be right across. You'll have a bar where you have people can sit at the bar. Whoops.
When you take the wall down, what are you going to put? This is a load-bearing wall.
Yes,
How
it is.
How are you going to support this?
I'm getting ready to tell you about that, I'm sure.
You can't just take this wall down. You can't. This is the main support of the house. So in order to take this wall down, you have to have you have to install what's called an LVL, and it's a 2, sometimes 3, what they call laminated veneer beams. They're very strong. These, what I would imagine, will be probably 16 inches tall, which is, I think, overkill for this space, but that's what I'll end up doing. I don't mind going overkill. I don't want to go under. So they'll probably put 2 16-inch. They're a true 2-inch, like most 2x4s are 1.5 inches. They call them 2x4s, but they're not really 2 inches wide. So they're only 1.5 inches. So these are thinner. So on a 2-inch LVL, they're a true 2 inches. They're wider, and it's manufactured to be strong. So you can't go more than 30 feet. This is less than 30 feet without getting into a stronger metal or beam, steel beam. Okay, we won't need that, but they will have to put at least two LVL beams in here. And then what they'll do is they'll take this, what they'll do is they'll build 2 supporting walls when they come in here. They'll come in and they'll put a temporary wall up right here, and they'll put a temporary wall up on this side. So then once that temporary wall is there, then they will cut this out. They'll actually take this wall down, and the load will sit on those 2 temporary walls. Okay? Then they cut the beams. Like there's rafters going every so many inches here. They will actually cut the rafters, and they will take that LVL. Imagine this being, so wide. And they'll actually fit that up in that slot. And then they'll take what they call Simpson ties, and they're brackets, basically. They're brackets that all of these joists sit down in like a little trough, and they tie it in. So all the weight now gets supported on those 2 LVL beams, which basically are supported on each end. Okay.
So you won't be able to see it when
you will not be able to see. I don't like seeing the beam. So that's why I'm taking it, because there's nothing above it. There's no second story on this. So you can do, when there's no second story, you can do that. You can cut that out. You can put that up. No, I'm not going to raise the ceiling. Not cost effective. Not cost effective. Okay. So we will put that LVL beam in here, and it'll go all the way to the end.
But it still will get that wow effect.
Oh, absolutely. When, you think this is open even with this open, you know, because you can see through it. But I'm here to tell you, when he comes in, after he's done tomorrow, and you come in here, it'll look like a totally different place. Even though you can see through here now, you still can't really get a concept of what it's going to look like until this is actually gone.
That's why we want to get you guys out here before we get too far along with the project.
What was this?
This was kind of like, see, I don't have the pictures. Do you have the pictures, Dustin?
I do on my tablet.
Okay, we'll put some before and after shots up, but this was like a den, living room, family room. So it had like a living room here, and then the living room here, family room here, and then the kitchen. So it was very tight, very dark, very closed in, and all of those houses here are built similarly.
Had the old paneling, like
yeah, so it had the old
1972.
paneling, the dark paneling. Now, any questions before we move back to that side of the house?
We got a couple.
This will take a day, yeah. Yeah, this won't take long. This won't take long. Pardon?
It is the main support of the house. So.
It is. It'll take a day.
Got a question right here.
Yes.
About the openness and the floor plan. You had talked about that outside being, if the neighbors sell it, it's still the same square foot, but you're going to get the wow factor. But how does that affect your appraisal?
Good question.
Because you still have the same square footage.
Because
Great question.
when you replace everything, your house is different than people who have not replaced it, even though it's the square footage. In order for us to, like, we have any appraisers in here?
Don's not here today.
Don's not here, okay. When you increase, we're not increasing square footage, but when you fix everything, the appraiser will come in, and they will look at it and try to compare apples to apples. So if all they've done is put paint and carpet, but we've gutted it and everything's brand new, they can't use that as a comp. They shouldn't use that as a comp. They'll have to move out further, which by moving out further, that'll allow them to grab comps that are higher priced, because they're comparing, you got to make sure they're comparing apples to apples. So when we're done with that versus that house, when you walk into both of them, you're going to go, wow, these are two totally different houses. But if that's not the case, and they do exactly what I do, and they price it at 170 and they sell at 170, they will essentially just screw me. That's essentially, I mean, if that's the case. That, I've never really seen that to be the case, but that could potentially be the case. If they come in and removed a bunch of walls and made their house look identical to mine, it's going to be exactly the same. So, like, where's Eunicia?
She left.
She left. Damn.
2 minutes ago.
We just finished a house in Lawrenceville. Houses in the neighborhood are in the 170, 180 range. We totally not gutted it, but we totally redid everything. I'll show you. Let's see if I can show you pictures. So, like, this is the house we just did in Lawrenceville. I don't know if everybody can see that. Okay? And I'll show you some before and after shots. That's a before of the hallway. That's an after. That's a before. That's an after. Okay. The one on Bailing Drive we just went to not too long ago, that's a before, that's an after. So when we start doing, let me get to the shower or the bathroom. So like this is the master bedroom right there. That's the before. There's the master bath. Okay. If you don't get, if you don't get that reaction from your house, you're not going to get 200 and some thousand. So this particular house isn't comparable to anything else. Now, had I just taken this bathroom right here and maybe put the exact same tub but a newer one and the same shower and just painted it, I wouldn't get 240, 248 for that. But I went, and this house sold in a day. At 240, we had a bidding war, and it got bid up to 248. Okay. Now we're at the mercy of the appraiser, and there's a little bit of prayers and crossing fingers, but we went and we showed him all of our material lists, what we did to the house, what we added to the house, meaning as far as electric and all the stuff that we've done to it, the new AC unit, the whole nine, everything is done. So hopefully that will take him, and that'll kind of allow him to go further out to get a comparable sale.
So did you actually meet with the appraiser or talk to him ahead of time?
My agent does. I do not. Okay. Now, here's what I will tell you. We didn't buy this house hoping that we're going to get 240. We bought this house thinking we're going to get 170, 180, 200. If we don't get 240, we're still okay. Okay? If we, same thing with the Lawrence one, the one I just showed you. We didn't buy that house thinking that we're going to get 250 out, 248. We bought that house at a stretch at 225. That was a stretch. Well, we blew it out of the water. So that's, you've got to.
So let's talk about what we're going to do back here.
So I'm going to show you one more picture.
Because this is a project back here.
I'm going to show you a picture of a house that we did very similar. So this is similar to this house here. You had the front room,
very similar,
and then you had the back room behind it. Here, let me see if I can show you the back room. Like that was on the other side of that wall. So very similar with dark paneling, so on and so forth. So here's what it would look like. So you have the front room, and picture that's what this is right here.
Very similar.
So now when we're done, it opens it up, and that's what it will look like.
If you go back, they can see that beam you were talking about.
Yeah, you can barely see the LVL beam there. It's a different color.
See how they cut it and stuck it up in there?
Okay. So, and that's what the end result is. So you will not be able to compare this house to that house because there will be walls. Yes?
It seems to be popular instead of carpet today, everything's hard.
Or laminate, yes.
Or laminate. Is that what you're going to put in?
Correct. Yes. People ask me that all the time. They say, well, it's a fad, it's a trend. Do you stick with the trends or do you do something more traditional? I am about half and half, meaning I don't go so far. Like that bathroom I just showed you with the tub inside, that's about as trendy as you can get right now. That is not very practical, but I needed something in that neighborhood to give it that wow factor, okay? And I had enough space to do that. You can go in some places like this and do little wow factors, and you don't really need to do, like I thought about, depending on how much room we have, depending on where the TV is going to go, they have what's called actuators. Y'all know what an actuator is?
Nope.
Basically what it is, it's something that goes in the ceiling. You have the TV sitting inside a casing. You push a button and the TV comes down outside of the casing. Exactly. So I've not found a house that I have the ability yet to do that, but I'm always looking for that opportunity. Those are the types of things that I'm going to tell you need to be thinking about.
Well, speaking of trendy stuff like that, are you going to turn this into a smart home?
I am. We're going to have certain things in here that are smart homes. In fact, I just did and if any of you knows Roger Blankenship, he does Flipping America. I just did a show for him on smart houses. But we're going to be doing things like light switches, thermostats. I don't know that I'll put a doorbell. I don't typically put doorbells in my flipped houses just because those cost $200-300 a piece. So we can do that. I have done that in the past. But what I've found over the last 2 years, what people want is to be able to walk in and say, Alexa, lights on, and the whole house turn on. Or Alexa, turn the thermostat up to 60 degrees or turn it down to 60 degrees, and it worked. Beyond that, most people don't see what you put in it. So you have to be very selective as to what you're going to put in, and if you decide to do that, you need to make sure that you put little signs. So if you have a smart thermostat, make sure, like what I do is I have a little motion activated device. So when you come in that front door, it senses that there's motion, and what it is, it's my voice recorded on there, and it says, welcome to the future. You've just now stepped into a home of the future where it is a smart home. And I proceed to tell what the different smart items are in the home. So nobody has to turn it on, it's just motion censored. Okay? So they listen to it and they go, oh, you know, and if you want to add things like, hey, this is a high efficiency toilet. Well, most people don't know the difference between 1 and 2 on the button, right? And what they actually mean. But if you put a little sign there, it says, hi, this is a high efficiency toilet that, you know, this is what it does. This saves you X number of dollars. Those things go a long way, but you need to think through that stuff.
So number 1 doesn't mean number 1, and number 2 doesn't mean
number 1 does mean number 2. Yes, it does. But you would be surprised people don't understand really what that means as far as a cost savings. Why it's important. Yes.
They participate. There's right now, there's federal funds. I'm just doing it on my house. You can get up to $100 per toilet to put high efficiency in.
Right.
So they have to be certain models. You have to be under 1.28
flush rate or whatever, gallons.
Yeah.
Gallons per flush or whatever.
Yeah, per flush. And but you can get, it's a rebate program from the water.
Who's it?
Hi, Don.
What was that app done for you?
Tap glance. You mean for the remodeling? Yeah. So, all right. Any questions in here? Yes.
You would leave that all like that?
No, I'm going to redo that whole thing. I'm not going to pull the brick out, but I may redo it. I haven't gotten that far yet. Chances are I will leave that, and the reason I'm going to leave that is because if I don't leave that, that means I have to lower this base, okay? Because your fireplace isn't at the ground level or isn't up. So I don't know yet. I would love nothing more to take this out because it takes up valuable space.
Looks
very large. Yes. No, trust me, when we're done, it won't look old. It won't look old. But we may
remember this image.
Yeah, because I'm just curious what it's going to look like.
You come back in a few months.
You'll have to come back. All right, so
some champagne. Come back.
All right, so I'm not going to walk through here because the rooms are pretty tight. So I'm going to have Alex. I'm just. So I'm going to let you guys walk through here, but I'm going to share with you what we're planning on doing.
The rooms are really small.
The rooms are very small. Yeah, you can't fit in here. So as you walk through here, okay, so when we walk to the back of the, remember this is the front. Oh, when I'm showing you, this is the front of the house. Remember that window out front I told you we're going to do away with? That's because there's a bathtub that's going to go against that wall. Then there's going to be a toilet and your double sink. On the opposite side is going to be a new master right there, which we haven't finished yet. That's going to be a new master bath. The bedroom is going to be the far bedroom. this right where you're standing, right where you're standing.
The master, right?
We aren't. No, we're going to keep that room where it is.
Okay.
But we're moving everything else this way. So where these guys are standing right now, this is actually going to come out to about right here. So we're going to lose a few feet of this living space to about right here, right to almost to the edge of that window, just shy of the window. Which that way I can keep this closet right here in the hallway. I don't have to move this stack. It'll be in the master closet. I'll frame around it in the master closet. And this will be the master closet on the back side of this bedroom, master bedroom. Okay? Beyond that is going to be the master bath.
So that plumbing will stay there?
No, this plumbing will move. It'll move that way slightly.
Can you show us that picture again?
It's not, I don't have any, but this is going to be the master, this is going to be the closet here. That's another window that we're taking out in that bathroom. We're taking that front window out and that middle and this window out.
Is this wall being moved right here to make the master bigger? Is it being
yes, so this wall will pretty much, actually I think the wall stays pretty much the same. Everything else in that bathroom moves this way. Okay, so the master will be a little bit, I think it'll be roughly the same. So we can walk back and I'll show you, but picture this wall being right here, because none of this right here will be there.
Before you go, I also want to mention, right now that bathroom is a Jack and Jill bathroom. You're closing it in where you can only get to it from the hall, right?
Yes, and I just realized something. We'll also have to move this. This is going to have to move back. This stairs.
Yeah, it's probably not a big deal.
Because I don't want that out where you can see it.
Is there any room upstairs? How to move it over there? Is there any room that you can?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I just realized that. So it may be an issue. So anyways.
You can also put in like a smaller one.
Like this bedroom right here.
When you kept saying how small.
Well, when it was full of junk, it felt really small.
Now you can look at the this is the Jack and Jill bathroom. Now you'll notice it's not very wide, and there's a window there, so you can't really put a full bathroom in here. All it has is a shower. You can't put a tub. In a half bath or in a hall bath, you want to make sure you have a tub in every house. I don't always do that in a master, because unless I have enough room. But in here, I need to make sure that we have enough space to put that tub on this back wall, and that's about 5 feet. So I need 5 feet of distance to make this bathroom work. Wall inside to inside. Okay, so I need 5 feet. So that means that, no, that means that this room right here is moving this way an inch or a couple inches. Because where that doorway is, you can't. The closet will not, yes, that closet will go away. We'll have to build a closet in here. We'll have to build a closet because in order to get the bathroom the way we want it, we've got to. So we'll probably build a closet maybe right in this corner. This will go away, this door.
Well, I've got a question. Could the closet go right behind this wall and the tub in front of that closet? Since you're filling in that window anyway? Does the tub have to go against the exterior wall?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It can be, we can actually, that's not a bad idea. We could take and put a small closet that goes in this way, put the tub right here, and we would only have a single sink, not a double vanity. That's an option.
And you could potentially keep the window.
Yeah, we could in the closet. I don't know that I would. We could. It's.
My girls have window in their closet and they loved it.
Oh yeah.
Played in there.
Yeah, and it's possible. I mean, that would be something to think about. But I won't really know until I open these. I'm going to take these walls. And you're right. It would. It would. We just have to put basically a false wall or a wall here. The tub would be here. A single vanity and the toilet. I don't know. It's going to be tight. It's tight. It's tight. So we'll have to look at that. But that's what this has to move in order to get this back. These two doors will be closed, and you'll access it from the hallway.
Which is why this closet has to go away.
Huh? Well, we're not coming out but a few inches. Because all we need is
the width of the tub.
all we need is 5 feet.
As we walk through, you'll see.
So I'll give you an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got to come out to the inside of the wall. So right there is where the wall would end, right where my foot is.
Another 6 inches or so, 8 inches?
No, right about here would be the inside of this wall. So whatever from here to here, so you're looking at 6, 7 inches. It does close this room in a little bit, but you'll never notice it. You'll never notice it.
So walk through here and you'll see how narrow this little bathroom is. The toilet was right here in front of the door.
Oh, good. Awesome. Yes, this is the master in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have it.
This wall fit where it is.
All right, Dustin. So this would be considered the master. I'm going to probably leave that closet so that this room has 2 closets. I'm going to leave that closet. This wall will probably stay here, and then all of this will come out, and the bathroom may be right to here, so we may not take out a bunch of room, but there'll be a closet on the other side of this.
Like a big walk-in.
Bigger walk-in. In a 1,600 square foot home, it's not going to be huge, but it'll be a walk-in closet. It'll be bigger than that. This is going to be the master, yes.
You can go on in, I'll follow you.
Is this the one that he's getting rid of?
So he wants to expand this one.
This wall out? Or take this wall out?
I'm not sure. He's got the plans. We just wanted you to see it first, and when we go back and see the plans, it'll make better sense. Don, which of these walls are you taking out?
The one behind you.
Okay, what about this?
We're taking this out. This all comes out.
Where's the tub going to be in the shower? Same place?
No, not necessarily. We may, if we take that window out.
This is the window he's talking about taking out, the second window.
If we take this window out, this could be a shower similar to the one I just showed you, where it's this whole space.
That'd be a wow factor.
Okay, so imagine taking this tub, making this one big shower. Rain head shower, everything. This is all glass. This is out. So this is all gone. It's all square. So you have a toilet, and then you have your double vanity. So we'll need a little bit of space. Not a lot, but we'll need a little bit of space.
Where will the closet be again?
There won't be a closet here. It'll be on the back side. It'll be on this way.
What a space.
Wow.
It is. Well, here, where would the toilet be?
Probably going to be where we'll probably move. This door will probably move over here, and that shower will probably be here. Another doorway here. I don't know, I have to play around with it, but this is going to be the space that it's in. I want to make a nice big shower. So I haven't designed that yet. I try.
So you can see how it's kind of funky, got a funky configuration. We wanted you to see it before, so when you come back in a few months, you can see where the out of it.
I would say, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's head out this way.
I didn't get when you say you gonna put the bathroom over here on this?
No, this is going to be the closet. The bathroom's going to be.
Okay, what are you gonna do with that black pipe? Because that's gonna be
I heard him say he's going to frame in a pipe.
Yeah, this is going to have to move. This is going to have to move.
oh, okay.
I'm not exactly sure where because I don't know where that picture is going to be yet.
Oh, okay, because the wall is gonna be over here.
This is going to be the closet.
Yeah, Alex, it's going to come out a little bit further.
I don't know. I got to get all this out.
Everything over here goes out. Okay, this pipe at the bottom, you can cut it and put it in
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to open this all up so I can see it. Yeah, we're going to have to. We're going to have to because once you cut into this, you'll never match it. That is going to be in the closet. I think I can leave that spot. That's what I'm saying. That closet, like this closet right here that you're accessing, I think we can leave it right here, even if we bring this out, and just leave that.
Just frame it in.
Frame it in. All right. Any questions?
Any questions?
Do I have
things up?
Do I have your minds spinning?
Hey, for
All right,
those
any suggestions? I'm always open for suggestions. Yes, what'd you say?
I was going to say, while we still have everybody here, some people came in late and might not have heard about what tomorrow is. You going to tell them about tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, if you want to learn, like, we do this all year long. We run a property protege group, and where's my PPG members? We got one here. So raise your hand if you're a PPG. So if you're not a PPG member, we call it our property protege. It's group coaching. So basically what we do is we meet every Wednesday from 7 o'clock until 10, 11 o'clock, 11:30. So it's an enormous amount of education. So we do that every Wednesday for a whole year.
Except for the second Wednesday.
Well, we still do it. It's just not here. It's in Tampa. But you have access to it online.
Just like you have access to this right now online.
Right. So all of the events that we do all year, with that, when you belong to that program, and I'll let these guys tell you a little bit about it, but you get the REIA group events, like the weekend seminars, you get that's all included. So you get to come to all that. But just about every bit of, when you join PPG, just about every bit of your education is pretty much included all year. So you get all my educational materials, my home study courses. You get, every week we meet to go over your deals. We do education. We do field work on this. Like you heard him say, last time we were here was just with PPG members only. Some of the houses we'll go and we'll just bring those folks with us because that's our group coaching. And then you get all of the REIA group workshops for free. So there's a lot that you get. So if this is something that you want to do and you want to take it to the next level and you want to learn without making a bunch of mistakes, then I highly recommend that you think about at least coming to one of the PPGs and do yourself a favor and talk to the people that are there. Don't take my word for it. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, look, the best salesperson in the world is not me. It's the people that belong, that are in there. I mean, you guys, what do you think?
I love it. I mean, I'm still a green pea, and I was super green pea, but being able to talk to Don and Dustin and PPG meetings, I've learned a whole lot. You can ask any question you want. There's no such thing as a dumb question. You're surrounded by people with the same level as you or above you, as far as experience-wise. One of the greatest things to me is that when you ask a question on the grouping,
yep.
You can anything you want. I mean, nobody is stingy with information, which is the greatest thing ever. Any question you need, any referral you need, anybody you need, somebody in the group has a contact with somebody. That's a great referral. That alone, I mean, it's priceless because a lot of times, when you're trying to do this, it's all about, not really what you know, but who you know. And everybody's just so friendly and they're just so giving with information. So it's been working. It's worked for me. I haven't done my first project yet. But Don and I are working on actual
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're working on one. Get ready to work on one. Hopefully, I'll close in another week or two. But I'm excited. I mean, he don't pay me to say anything, but I'm here. When I can.
Chill.
So.
What is your thoughts?
My thoughts are the exact same thing. The private group needs safe and comfortable place to learn. You need to learn from other people who are doing it. They're experts in it. It's generous. I'm sitting here today, and you get real hands-on experience doing this. It's also worth it to be able to go to all the courses that they offer to the general public. It's all included in the PPG. So you'll see them advertised Saturday full-day courses, whole weekend courses with all this detail, and I can choose to go to any and all of those all year, already covered by PPG. So it's already a package.
Plus, you bring your deals. You can bring your deals to the session each week. You don't have. What I would never tell anybody to go to a general meeting, stand up and say, "Hey, I have a house that I'm thinking about putting under contract. Here's the address." Would never in a million years tell you to do that. At PPG, we encourage you to do that because that's, for lack of a better word, that's a safe space where, I would prefer you to come tell us what you're planning on doing with that so that we can help you structure possibly a better deal and get it under contract. So I would never tell you to do that any other space than that because too risky. Yes, Doug.
You teach them how to structure the deal with the contract so that you're not afraid to make the offer.
We teach you. You get a syllabus each week. You get a structured class. It's like a college course where each week you get a syllabus. We go through this thing, and you have class activities, you have group activities, homework, everything. So it really is different. I'm very proud of what we've put together. It's different than I can tell you anything. I mean, people have spent $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in coaching, one-on-one coaching, and I promise you they haven't even gotten a fraction of what we can give you at the fraction of the price. Fraction of the price.
Well, how much?
So, $29.97. That includes a full year of the PPG. That includes all of my materials. That includes all the workshops. That includes a full year's worth of group coaching. Dustin.
Also includes these replays.
Yeah.
So if you miss one, you can watch it live from home. If you're at home, you're sick, you can watch it live. Or if you just miss it all together, you can watch the replays.
Like you'll see us at seminars on weekend seminars. You'll see us have all this film crew out, like all this film equipment.
Not a crew. It's just
just us. But that equipment is designed specifically for PPG. It is not intended for anybody because we have people in the class go, "Hey, can I watch this at another time?" The answer is no. The other thing that we're working on right now with PPG members, we have a photography crew, a videographer that's going to come in, and with the purchase of your PPG membership, we give you, what did I say, 8 videos?
I thought you said 4.
Maybe it was. Was it 4?
8's a lot.
Okay, maybe it is 4. I could be mistaken, but it's 4.
That's a lot of content.
It's 4 videos or 5 videos that you can use. However, it's professionally done. It's a 2-camera shoot where you can place them on YouTube. You can put them on Facebook. Tell people what you do, and basically promote your business. So we're getting you started better than anybody else. Anybody else have comments?
And that's included with PPG.
It's included. That right there.
The videos you're working.
I'm working on them to be included.
That's
right
new,
now.
yeah. And also tomorrow you have the creative deal structure lunch tomorrow at 11:30 in Midtown.
Yep, 11:30 Midtown tomorrow. I don't even know the name of it.
Veranda Italian restaurant.
Yeah. So 11:30.
It's on the website atlantareia.com. But you guys are all invited to PPG tomorrow night.
Yeah, if you want, anybody, even if you're at home listening, watching on Facebook, whatever, everybody's invited to check it out. Because, and like I said, don't take my word for it. Don't trust a single word I say. Come talk to the people that are there, people like these guys that have been there. They've been there from the beginning. Art's been there from the, well, not the beginning, but I mean.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, there's lots of education there, probably more education than we believe in delivering more than you pay for, what you expect.
What's the address?
Right.
The address tomorrow, there's usually 2 addresses. Sometimes we'll do it at the office in Beaufort, and sometimes we do it at where we have the general meeting in Atlanta. Tomorrow night is in Beaufort, and the address is 1960 Schuyler Hill Drive. Skylar Hill, 2 words. Schuyler Hill Drive. Well, 3 words.
It's right off Peachtree Industrial.
It starts at 7. Bring a snack, because make sure if you have kids, make sure your babysitter knows that you won't be back before 11. The following day, no. It's not that bad. But we do a lot. I mean,
they're at least from 7 to 11.
Yeah.
So bring your own food, bring your own snacks. You're going to bring your own beverage. Alan often does.
And the other thing that we do, like, we do other things as a group. Like, I'm going Friday, and I put out a group me message to everybody that, I go out. I have a boat up on Lake Lanier.
Thursday.
It is Thursday. Did I say Friday? It's Friday. Thursday. So, I'll go and say, hey, I'm going on the boat Thursday. Anybody want to come with me and spend the day?
PPG on the water.
Yeah, so a lot of times they go, and it's usually, I can't take everybody, but I'll usually say like the first 4, 5, 6 people that say yes, and we go.
I'm planning on being there.
Yeah.
You make it a Sunday.
Can we say yes now?
We do sometimes.
We can sometimes.
I'm not a member yet, but can I still say yes?
Yes.
I'm signing up now.
Yes, and it's, again, I will tell you it's worth every single penny, but don't believe me. Talk to the people that are there. I'm very proud of what we've put together, and I think it's the best education money can buy. Yes, Doug.
I'll add to that. I haven't gone through the program because of my past, but I will say this to you: if you're new in business or just getting started, you cannot find anybody better than Don right now to teach you how to do this.
Thank
this
you,
in particular, anywhere in the city that's as fair and as honest as I feel that he is, to tell you the truth about just about everything that I know that he knows. And he knows what he's doing because he's made the mistake, and he's still making the mistakes.
I still make
And we all do in this business. You make mistakes, you fail at some things, but that's what learning is. You can get a lot of education, which a lot of investors have a lot of education, but they don't have any experience.
Yeah, if you're not making mistakes, you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not trying.
And they haven't done it, but they know how to do it, but they've never done it. And that's what you're looking at here, somebody that's actually done and is doing what he says and he talks about.
Thank you.
And I know Don, Charlie, I think, what's his 92, 93, 94, somewhere in that area.
Long time.
So welcome back, Doug. We've been missing you lately.
Before his kids were born.
All right, and then
he and Dustin as well. Great guys. Great
Yeah.
guys.
So if you're interested in good education at a good price all year long, one-stop shop, check it out. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome. Everyone's welcome. Pardon?
If you're not able to, you can be for tomorrow.
Yes, you can go to the next one. It's the following Wednesday. Well, the following Wednesday will be in Tampa.
Yep. It's private. So
The first time you can come anytime you
but
want.
it's in person.
But
it's in person.
Yeah, it's in person.
We don't broadcast that to the public. Yep.
Yep, it's in
private.
person.
But as we wrap things up, I just want to remind everybody, you don't usually get to see me because I'm behind the camera, so I'll flip it around. Our next on-site renovation group is the third Wednesday.
Nope.
Third Tuesday, my bad. Third Tuesday. I believe that's the 15th. We're going to Andy Block's property, one of our PPG guys.
Yep.
We visited his property several months ago. It was...
Yes, this is, I believe it is.
Yeah, I think he's popping out walls, popping out tops. Just doing a crazy lot of work to this house.
Yeah.
It was a weird layout. Had like an apartment on back. You may be combining them, or you can... Yeah. So he's several months into it. So we're going to go check that out and see what kind of progress he's making. And then, because he's probably, getting to be halfway through or whatever. Then we'll probably go back another time or two just to see it because it's such an interesting project and he is one of our guys. So we want to go in there and see what he's doing. And then while we're in the neighborhood, we may stop by, maybe, I haven't talked to him yet, a couple of Josh's properties that he's got going on down there. I think they just picked up a new one down there in Hateville. I think they just knocked them down, and they're going to be doing some new builds on the lots. So
one of the things I can tell you about PPG, we get you moving. If you're complacent and have been complacent or aren't moving as fast as you would like to move, this is probably the jump start that you need. Because, I mean, he's got his first that, I mean, would we anticipate profit on that one at the end of the day? First deal. Profit.
Potential profit. Yep.
And, he's brand new. He's brand new. Yep. So, Damon and Michael.
Doing that really pretty massive renovation. Yeah, we were talking about that.
So we have lots of PPG members that are getting off of their behinds
and doing it. And
I think the reason, honestly, yeah, they, like Andy and Josh met at PPG and they formed a relationship.
A bromance, we call it.
Yeah.
You get a bromance.
So, I mean,
that's what they call it too.
It helps a lot. It really does help a lot to have someone that you can lean on because it's not quite as scary then.
It's a lot of fun.
It's easier being around like-minded people.
It is. It really is.
So get involved, stay involved. We like to have fun. We we do this for fun and profits. And
so we try to make it an all-around experience for you, not just a work. I mean, we try to do stuff that's fun, just something to keep everybody engaged.
The other one done by their partner is Josh Stoll and Chris Sierra.
Oh yeah, Josh Stahl and Chris are doing one down in Hateville, right? Hateville?
Decatur, they got one on Decatur, and then I think they got one on Hateville last week.
Okay, so they're PPG members as well. So, like I said, do yourself a favor. If this is something that you're interested in, show up, talk to the people that are there, let them give you their experience. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
The group's been around long enough that it's starting to get some real momentum now. And we're mentioning all these deals that are starting to pop all of a sudden. Everybody's starting to really get motivated and really start taking massive action.
I mean, Alex, we didn't know Alex did what he did. I mean, how many roofs have you put on for us now? 2? 3? 3? Okay. I mean, that's, and when I say, or, when Charles says it's easy, when I go on GroupMe and say, hey, I need such and such, it doesn't necessarily be me. I'm not necessarily the one that answers, or Dustin. You may have 5 other people answer with their experience. Don't use this person, use this person, do this, do that.
Well, there's one that came in this morning that we hadn't got to yet because we've been here, but he was asking, I think, for some grant and stuff like that. We'll get back to for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's sign off and say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody at home. We appreciate
everybody.
You being here.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow night.
Welcome to our first version of the first Tuesday on-site renovation group. We'll see you this time next month, but we'll also see you on the third Tuesday of this month for another on-site down in Hateville. So thank you, everybody. We appreciate you being here. See you next time. Bye-bye. You guys want to say goodbye out there in the audience real quick? Wave goodbye. All right, we appreciate you guys all hanging out. We'll see you next time.